Hi. Things are different now. I don't feel like talking too enthusiastically over what I tried to frame as like a somber image of a new era and the corpse of the old era, because there's been a patch to Armored Core 6. Now, I knew this was happening about a week in advance, and then I started doubting myself as to whether or not it was happening. But it happened, and I think this is the first time that the changes sort of directly affect me and what I do. So it's interesting to sort of feel that feeling of having an opinion. Either way, we have, the regular sort of business we're up to doing. But I feel like, given that there's a brand new patch, I should, go over the changes and my opinions on those changes, since I'm, at least to some degree, a person that exists in the community at large. Or at least I like to pretend to. So that's what we'll do for the start, and then we'll start fighting it out, see if we have to make any masterful adjustments to everything. I've skimmed the notes, not in detail, mostly the things that I think affect me. But going into the detail of the new stuff that isn't me, I think, will also provide helpful insights and whatnot. I'm starting this very, very somberly. Anyway, here we are in the original mission of illegal entry. I am not going to do the mission because it is unfun to do, because it's not my AC anymore. It's just a loader 4. No OS tuning, nothing. I just gotta do the mission with a gun. Also, I don't know if this is a real problem or not, but I feel as if the update has altered my sound settings somewhat. So I'm just gonna boost that up to 10, because I think it helps me hear it better. I don't know if that's a real problem or if I made that up. Actually, you know what? I'm boosting everything to 10. This is unprecedented sound manipulation. I've maxed out everything. Just so I can hear better. I'll be honest though, it doesn't feel like anything changed. Okay, but let's start. I'm gonna go into the AC assembly. Ignore the fact that this is Tidewater, it's just, the AC that I have. And we're gonna go over the list of changes in order brought to you by Bandai Namco Ent.eu, which is just so happens to be the particular source of the balance changes I'm looking at right now. Yeah, here they are. They're very real. I will read out things and I will go to the weapon involved. Fortunately, it's in, I believe, roughly order of appearance. So we shouldn't have any problems. We start with the weapons. Laser Blade VVC-70LB, also known as the Blender. Let's hit the play video button so you remember what that is. Yep, the Blender. It slices, it dices, charge it up, and it does the cool whirlpool. The charge attack power, charge accumulative impact, and cooling have increased. I don't know why I equipped that. Now, when it says it increased the cooling, does that mean they made the cooling better or made it worse? Okay, if they increased the cool... Okay, I think it means they increased it, and it's improved, it's better. So, all buffs across VV70LB. Then Laser Lance VE67LLA, here we are. Increased charge attack power, charge accumulative impact, and pulse armor interference. So that is a buff. It is now slightly more damaging in its charged attack. Next up, we have the Whip, the Hammer, the Plasma Thrower. Decreased attack power, impact, and accumulative impact. That is a nerf. This is weaker now. See that? It's weaker now. That's cool. Next up, we have the Coral Oscillator. The ML Sorry, the Volt 101. This oscillator, this one right here. Increased attack power and cooling, decreased energy load. So I think that is generally an improvement. Again, if it's saying decreased energy load, then I assume that means it is an improvement, because low EN is good. So I think that's a buff all around. Next up, we have the linear rifle Curtis. Projectile speed has increased even further, and recoil is decreased. So it shoots better, which honestly scares me. I don't think that applies to the charge shot, but linear rifles are a little scary. They shoot far and fast. Next up, machine gun MG 104014 Ludlau. Increased projectile speed. That's just the general ability to hit your targets better. It's practically an accuracy increase. Next up, the Chang Chen. Increased projectile speed as well. Decreased recoil. Now you can hit targets better, even in sustained fire. Next up, we have everyone's favorite stagger-inducing things from the meta. I don't know much about this gun other than everyone likes to complain about it in the meta. It is the Etsugen. Decreased attack power, impact, and accumulative impact. It is less scary now. That is reduced damage and impact across the board. But then we get to something very, very exciting for me personally, and what I think is the first good news for me, or news for me in general on this list. The Ducat. Increased attack power, increased impact, increased accumulative impact, increased total rounds, and increased magazine rounds. This is just an improvement all across the board, and as someone who runs double Ducat with the Joyous Guard, that is a lot more potential. I think the most exciting stat among all of these is just increased magazine rounds. I shoot 8 bullet instead of 7 bullet now. It's very exciting. All right, moving on to the bazookas, starting with the Little Gem. It is lower weight and lower EN load, easier to put on whatever you're trying to fight with. So lightweight ACs can now run this thing without it being all of their everything. Detonating bazooka Javelin Alpha is now lighter. The Dizzy. Reload time has been improved and the weight has been reduced. The Iridium. Reload time has reduced. The Stun Bomb Launcher Therapist. The reload time has increased, so you can't just spam it as much. By the way, as I'm reading through this, I would love to give you the detailed information about like the exact numbers involved. I want to give you like percentages and stuff, but I don't know what they are. They didn't give percentages or numbers in the actual patch notes. They just said increased and decreased. So it's going to take somebody to go into the data and see what the actual numbers are, or just compare and contrast. I could just go back, look at past footage and see what the numbers used to be, but I'll leave that for somebody else and I'll analyze the results myself afterwards. That's the Therapist. Next up is the Bad Cook Flamethrower. It now weighs less. Laser Rifle 66 LR attack power, impact, and accumulative impact have increased. Laser Shotgun VPLS, that is the crossbow looking one. Increased charge accumulative impact, cooling, charge projectile speed, and decreased charge time. But also increased speed at which charge gauge empties. I'm not actually sure what that relates to. Like when you like half charge it and then stop charging it, it lowers down quicker. Theoretically, that could be a nerf, but unless you like are spam firing the shotgun and accidentally charge it and do a charged attack when you don't want to, that might actually be better for you. I remember that being a complaint about the laser pistol way back in yesterday. That's that. Then we have laser handgun VP66LH. Increases speed at which charge gauge empties on. I don't know why they ended that sentence with on. But I think that means that this is also now more convenient to use because you're not charging it as fast, it lowers down quicker. Which means if you're spamming pistol shots, then you're going to have a more convenient time not accidentally charging the dang thing. So, a technical nerf, in practice, a buff to users of it. Next up is Plasma Rifle VVC-60PR. 760PR, this is correct. Increased projectile speed, that's always good on a plasma rifle, I think. Next up is the Volt 011. Here we are, the big old Volt Beam. Increased attack heat buildup and projectile speed. So I think attack heat buildup, that's how much heat you gain from shooting the thing. It's practically your ammo for an energy weapon. Or like magazine size. So that's slightly worse. But projectile speed increased. That's good. Next up. Sorry for exiting out the menu. I was pressing the wrong buttons. Next up is Multi-Energy Rifle Cursive. Or Karasawa. Or Cursive. Increased impact, accumulative impact, attack heat buildup, and cooling. So it's a lot more staggerful. And it heats up faster, but cools faster. Also increased cooling when overheated. So that's basically a reload buff. It reloads faster. Next up, we are done with the arm weapons and can move on to the back units. In particular, we are starting with the shields. Now, I have no idea what the names of any of the shields are, so I'm just going to have to, like, look for them. Pulse Shield VP61PS, that is where I am right now. Decreased deploy heat buildup, so flashing the shield out will not cause as much heat. That's actually a buff to it. Interesting. I was not expecting a buff to that. Next up, VP61PB. That's the Pulse Buckler. There it is. Increased initial guard duration. Decreased deploy heat buildup. So again, it takes less heat to deploy it, and it'll now do its perfect shielding for longer. Next up is Pulse Buckler Sutke, which has also had its deploy heat buildup reduced. And that's the changes for the shields. Next up, Gatling Cannon Shao Wei. Increased attack heat buildup, decreased recoil. So it'll overheat faster, but its bullets should hit the targets more reliably. Next up is Spread Bazooka Morley. Increased attack power, decreased projectile spread. So it's a lot tighter of a shot now. Those 5 pits are going to be closer together. And it's stronger. So the Spread Bazooka is tightening its focus to do more damage. Okay, now we have the missiles, and honestly, a lot of the missiles have been improved in the exact same way. So, split missile launchers. SPL-12, SPL-8, and P-17 SPL-16, so the entire split missile launcher family, have decreased their homing lock-on time, so they will lock on to enemies faster. Next up, the dual missile launchers, Duo 2, Duo 3, and Duo 2 again. Sorry, Duo 2, Duo 3, and the other Duo 3. All 3 of them have decreased reload time, so they reload faster. With the Duo 2 also having decreased homing lock-on time in addition to that. So that's cool. So all of these split missile launchers and dual missile launchers can now be used slightly faster. Their rate of fire has increased. especially for the dual missiles, which have increased reload time directly. And then finally, the active homing missile launcher, ACT-01, so the singular version itself specifically, has decreased homing lock-on time and decreased weight. ACT-2, unchanged. That's all the weapon changes. Now, in terms of the weapon changes, I'm vaguely happy about this. I think these are reasonably good changes. The lower end of missile launchers have an improved fire rate, which I think will help make them more viable. This is generally a turn towards using lighter ACs or making lighter ACs more viable by lightening by making the weapons that a light AC would use more effective. They're not just sort of filling the slot and being like, oh man, I got this heckin' missile launcher that's not even good. Now it's good, or at least better. Especially combined with some of the decreased weights on some weapons for the ARM units. So good to know. Next up we have the frame parts, and this is where I start suffering. We'll get to that. First off, a lot of head parts have been improved across the board. Let's start at the top. The Basho, increased attitude stability and system recovery and scan distance, so it's a little more stagger resistant. Melander, regular Melander, increased AP, system recovery, and scan distance, so again, increased health basically. Melander C3, there it is. Increased AP and system recovery, again more health. The Tianquang, not sure if I pronounced that right. The DFHD08. Increased AP, attitude stability, system recovery, and scan distance. VP44S. Increased attitude stability, system recovery. This is a recurring theme. The Noxire 44E, increased attitude stability. Cassowar 44Z, increased AP. Lammergeier, increased attitude stability. The E44A, increased attitude stability. 44B, increased attitude stability. Finder Eye, increased attitude stability, scan distance, decreased EN load, that's different. Shade Eye, increased attitude stability and system recovery. Wrecker, increased attitude stability, system recovery, and scan distance. Appetizer, increased AP and attitude stability and system recovery. Firmeza, increased AP, attitude stability, system recovery, scan distance, decreased weight. But like, it goes on like this. A lot of parts have just increased AP or attitude stability. Almost all head parts have been buffed here. Just across the board. The Alba, increased attitude stability, system recovery. Mind Alpha, increased attitude stability, scan distance. HAL 826, increased attitude stability. Moving on to the cores. Again, the cores have generally been improved. A lot of increased AP and attitude stabilities and stuff. Starting with Basho, increased AP, attitude stability, and generator output adjacent. Molander, increased AP, attitude stability, and decreased weight. It's later now. Molander C3, increased AP, booster efficiency adjacency, generator supply adjacency, and decreased weight. DFBD08. Decreased generator supply adjacency. So this is actually a nerf, I think. Then VP40S, increased generator output adjacency. Next up we have the Firmeza. I'm gonna skipping over a lot of the mid-range stuff. Increased AP generator output adjacency. And that is the core changes. A lot of buffs. A little bit of a nerf to the DFBD08. Other than that, just everything's getting a little bulkier overall. Next up is the arms. The arms have all almost gotten a buff across the board, and it's probably just because everyone is using the Bashos for melee, and they were like, let's just make everything good at melee. Starting off, Melander. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do these as a list. Melander C3. Tian Lao, VP46S, VP46D, the Wrecker, down here, the Salad, the Firmeza, the Alba, the Mind Alpha, the HAL 826, all of them, all the ones I just said, increased melee specialization. They have all gotten better at melee. In order to just be complete on it, the Salad also had its EN load decreased. And the DFAR-09 there has decreased AP and firearm specialization, so it's less good for handguns. But now better at melee. So everything got better at melee, and then there were like minor changes to the Dafeng parts. Next up to the legs. A lot of the legs are the same deal. They've been improved across the board in a particular stat. Not many though, but definitely some. The Basho increased jump distance. The Melander C3 increased jump distance. The Nact decreased AP and attitude stability. That is a nerf right there. Yeesh. VE42A decreased AP, anti-kinetic defense, anti-energy defense, and anti-explosive defense. They just made it more fragile. Open Faith, you have been nerfed slightly. Next up is the Desert. Decreased AP, anti-energy defense, and anti-explosive defense. That's another nerf for heavyweight bipeds. Firmeza increased jump distance. Alba increased jump distance. Ephemera increased jump distance. Kasuar increased load limit. It can now hold heavier stuff. Spring Chicken increased attitude stability. And then, actually, I'm going to go down to the Fortazella for real quick. Increased AP and AB's thrust. And then we get to the most tragic news for me specifically. The Lammergeier 42F. Decreased attitude stability and reduced max movement speed while hovering. This is a tragedy. I've run Tidewater before the stream started to see what the difference is. And I've gone from a hover speed of 380 to 370. My speed! It's down by 10! I am broken up about this, but I'm mostly broken up about this for the comedic value. It's just, oh no, my speed! It's fine though. I'll live. And I know why they did this. It's all the sky lambs giving regular old ground lambs like me a bad rap. Because they just like fly and they hover in the sky and nobody can get them, and they kite everything. And this will stop them from kiting everything. It makes them easier to hit, even if they're in the sky because they can't move as fast. But overall for me, it means that if I will have tougher times chasing down an enemy because they're going to be kiting me and I can't reach them because I'm a close range lamb. This is bad for me. I am inconvenienced by what this has done. Fortaleza increased AP and AB thrust is interesting. Might do some things for tank Tidewater. Next up for the interior parts, we've got some booster buffs. The PO6 SPD increased melee attack thrust. The Flugels increased melee attack thrust. The Bwizrils 21D decreased quick boost energy consumption. The 12345 increased assault boost thrust. Gridwalker increased melee attack thrust. The Gills increased assault boost thrust. That's the boosters. Next up, FCS. Interesting changes, starting up with the Abbott. Increased close range and medium range tracking. Talbot increased close range, medium range, and long range tracking. VE21A increased close range, medium range tracking, and decreased EN load. The 21B increased medium range assist and long range assist. That's the tracking. I just read it out loud instead of translating into my language. The Ocellus, decreased close range tracking and missile loss on correction. That is an Ocellus nerf. Along with a tracking buff to everything else that isn't the Ocellus. Exciting stuff. Next up, the Generator. First up, the Yaba, increased EN capacity and EN recharge. The Hokushi, increased EN capacity and EN recharge. Lingtai, increased energy capacity. Mingtang, increased energy capacity, energy recharge, and energy output. The Santai, decreased energy recharge, supply recovery, and post-recovery EN supply. This is the second punch to the gut I've received in this patch. So, this doesn't, like, reduce its capacity. Its capacity is as good as ever. But it does mean that I am left, or any user of the Santai, is left vulnerable for longer before they can regain their energy. It's like they have less invulnerability frames after doing their sick combo, is how I've sort of perceived it. It's an ordeal. I will have to suffer from being slightly more vulnerable after my crazy combos, which I'll figure it out. I'll figure out something. Moving on past the Santai, we have the 20S, which is increased capacity, recharge, and output. 20C, increased capacity, recharge, and post-recovery supply. The 20D, increased capacity and firearm specialization for energy weapons. The 20A, increased capacity, recharge, energy, firearm specialization, and output. And finally, the Nagai, decreased post-recovery energy supply and energy firearm specialization. And that is the patch notes. Well, it's the patch notes for, like, weapon and tool changes. They've done regular other things like bug fixes. They changed something to how S-rank rating works for going in and out of S-rank or something. I'm not sure. But the point is, that's all the changes, and now we need to decide what that means for us. I've accidentally equipped the cursive instead of my usual weapon there, which is the explosive thrower. Let's put back the explosive thrower. Trust that I haven't made any other weird changes. The Varel, Lamb, Melander, Lamb, Flugel, Salt, Santai, everything is normal. We are good to go. Let's do some testing. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the Lamb hover on Tidewater used to give me 380. If you will direct your attention to the left side of the screen, you will see that as I hover, we're at 370 now. That's a different number. It's like the most material change I can sort of feel. But separate to all of that, we have the Santai also equipped with this change. If I, like, run out the energy for a second, it takes, like this. It takes about a second, in my perception, for it to start recharging the energy from any expenditure at all. Now, I don't know how these numbers correlate. Let's check the guides. But, yeah, this is lower, so it takes about a second, I would say now. The supply recovery has been decreased, which means... So, if I use any energy but it doesn't deplete to nothing, it takes about a second for it to start recharging. If I completely deplete it, it will take about 2 seconds now. I don't know the numbers for what it used to be because I didn't pay attention to the numbers at the time. Just sort of vibes. And then, the amount of energy I have when it resupplies in the moment is also decreased. So, if we look closely, we see it starts at a lower number. The bar is smaller before it restarts. So, where does that leave me? I can do as many quick boosts and dodges and stuff in one fell motion as I used to be able to. It's just that once I run out, or once I stop, it takes longer for it to recover. More devastating to me emotionally is the reduction of my max speed, because that is going to affect my ability to chase down an enemy trying to kite me at all costs, and also evade an enemy approaching me, or the missiles that I would dodge by just sliding sideways. So I know it doesn't feel like a lot, but that 10 might really be devastating to me. And it's made me wonder if I should maybe change out things. So the Flugel boosters, I've been told, are specialized for melee shenanigans, and they've been specialized even more for melee shenanigans in this patch change. Their attack thrust is so good, and I'm using none of it on Tidewater. So I've considered maybe moving off to maybe the PO4s. Stats are relatively similar across the board. EN consumption is slightly less, and if we go to the generator, the post-recovery energy supply is 620, so that's still enough to do a quick boost immediately. The recharge and supply recovery are definitely better, and if we look at the actual loss of capacity we're getting here, it's about 75%. We're going to 75% capacity here. Is that good? Is that bad? Maybe somewhere in like the VP generators we can find something that's maybe a decent compromise. Though it's hard to find something with better recharge and recovery. The Santai is still best in class for I guess just the Dafungs are the best in class for recovery. Yalba is interesting. It's better than the Santai across the board in everything except capacity and EN output. But it's also a lot lighter. Going to a capacity of 3,000 down from 4,420 means that the length of my crazy wacky combos is less, but the recharge I get is better. So, I would say marginally so. 1020 to 1086? But it's so much lighter. And if we go to something so much lighter, look at that! Suddenly I'm back to 380! It's awkwardly oscillating between 380 and 379, which makes it hard to read, but on the ground, my boost is even better, 330. And say, what if, along with that, we swap the Flugels out for the PO4s? They're lighter, their EN load is less, and their energy consumption on Quick Boost is less as well. Reload time is slightly worse, but maybe that's not that bad. Oh, we're stable at 380. Our ground speed is 317. That's significantly worse. But not compared to the original Tidewater. Which is to say, the Tidewater I had last week. Because the Tidewater ground speed was 319. This is 317. And our hover speed is now the same. I can quick boost 5 times. Let's check that with the Santais again. Okay, now my ground speed is 306. I think that's the problem with the PO6s. Hover, 371. How many quick boosts can I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That That's 7. In practice, I'm gonna be like swooping around a lot. 1, 2, 3, do a kick, 4, 5. I think 6 is a more reliable number for that. Then swap out the sanitize for the Yaba. See what it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's less. Now, what if we try and split the difference? Instead of the Yaba, we go for the Mingtang. The post-recovery EN supply will be less, but I think that's fine as long as we recover it at all. I think the Lingtai is a step too far. The Mingtang. Ground speed with the PO6 is 3,415. Not bad. Hover speed is 378. That's marginal compared to Tidewater. Now let's see what we can do with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. It's very tempting. It lets Tidewater do something that it doesn't really get to do. And that's be lightweight. Because we've been cutting the edge on the load-bearing capacity of the lamb legs this whole time. But if we can make concessions in some places, we might be able to bolster our things. We could maybe swap out the lamb core for something a bit bulkier, because... Actually, I don't remember. What did they do to the lamb core? Did they do anything to the lamb core? Just checking. I read the patch notes out loud and I don't remember everything they did. They did not change the lamb core. But we've lost attitude stability due to the lamb legs being nerfed. So if we have the opportunity to swap out to something else, maybe the Alba. Energy defense is worse. Kinetic defense and explosive defense is much better. AP is 400 more. Stability is increased. 354 to 368. Let's check the leg stability. 980. I don't know how much lower it's gotten. You know, there's a good chance that maybe some community-oriented Wikipedias for parts have not yet updated their stats. So I can go look at the lamb legs on, say, the internet prior to them being updated. Oh, wait, this one's actually so old they don't have the lamb legs, period. Darn. Do these have the lamb legs? No. All these news organization websites and wiki pages, they're not giving us the full updated list of data. Pathetic. I want to know the data. The data is lost. The data is hidden from me. Because I think, like, numerically, I want to sort of figure out what the actual number changes are here. Which is, perhaps in a stream sense, incredibly boring. But we're on the cutting edge of a new era of technology. I found an Armored Core 6 parts spreadsheet, which hopefully hasn't been updated yet. Lammergeier, 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 Lammergeier. These don't even have these! guess it hasn't been updated. Wow. See, it's awkward because I'm trying to get like a good balance of hasn't updated yet and has been updated since the game was released. So I really don't know. Like, going to the Alba increases attitude stability by, I don't know, 14. Is this too weird? Going for jailbreak? Generator output is abysmal. We actually can't go for it. The Orbiter, however. Worse energy defense, but that's okay, I think. The Lammergar actually excels at energy defense. That's something weird for lightweights. The Orbiter's AP is good. Its attitude stability is like a solid 53 above. But I would really just like to know the actual, like, numerical differences. Because if I'm overcompensating on this, then that might be a problem. I'm just making myself worse. We're doing very, very, very interesting and fun research here. I think I have to give up. We're just gonna have to play it by ear. And I think the heart of the matter is maybe just trying out Tidewater as it exists right now. Other thing I want to try out, though, is the new improved hyper deadly Joyous Guard. Because that buff to the pistols is going to work real good for these. Because I've fought in a lot of enemies and I've managed to get their stagger almost to fully staggered with the pistols. But it's just slightly too short. But now with the stagger increases and the extra bullet in the chamber, I think that will close the gap. I don't know how much the increased damage and impact will do, but the extra bullet is something I can materially understand. Even if they didn't buff anything else, my impact damage provision is now up by like, I don't know, like 13%. Quite a bit. Let's go to the nest. Let's find someone to fight. Ranked matchmaking, as usual, has reset. I am now A3- once more, and there are probably a bunch of people excited to use their new stuff. Wait a minute. I have an idea. Okay, this is going to be the most boring Armored Core stream I've ever done, but that's okay. Because it just occurred to me that with the release of the new patch, there are going to be people playing the game. And if they're playing the game, they might make certain lobbies more available. We could put on terminal armor and try to do a team match. Because I'm still C1- in teams. This could be an opportunity. We could have an actual opponent. I feel weird about this stream today, because I feel like for the past 48 minutes and 20 seconds, according to my timer, I've just been in announcer mode. I've been in exposition mode as opposed to actually doing anything materially interesting. I'm not really anyone's source of news on Armored Core 6 stuff, so they don't necessarily need me to do that. I just wanted it on record. The fact that I'm happy about the buffs to the pistol and unhappy about the reduction of my speed. And I don't know how to be analytical about the numerical changes when I don't know what the numerical changes are. I don't know if they decreased the attitude stability by 5 or 50. It's just something I don't know. It seems that with most of the changes that are done, they're subtle. They compound because there are multiple, but they're subtle. So I don't think the change has been too extreme. That said, seeing my speed drop from 380 to 370 is a bit of an extreme difference. Meanwhile, we have a team match. Okay, so ACA versus CBD. So in terms of ranking, we're maybe the underdogs, but I think that's fine. We know how to fight. I'm gonna try and keep cohesion, look out for that earshot, look out for the other earshot. Of void. More importantly, though, welcome to a team match. Very rare to see. But Armored Core 6 just updated, and we are in a new era of fun merriment. I'm being hit by a flamethrower.
Oh. 50%. AP at 30%.
Okay, one enemy down. We are holding steady. Another one down. Start working on that teamwork. I planted this ambush. Yep. Oh, hostile below. Anyway, hello, how you doing? I would be a bit more conversational if I wasn't in the middle of pitched combat. So you'll have to wait. Okay. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff is happening here. Violence and bloodshed and mayhem. That said, we are losing, so let's not. To getting that guy at the end. But that's okay. Anyway, now that you're all here, hello. Still got points for it, though. So I don't know if this is just the nature of team matchmaking that's a lot more intense, but I am sort of feeling the strain on having the weakened Santai. Okay, you have a good time at your family dinner, that's fine. I'm noticing a... Thank you, thank you. You have a good family dinner. I feel like the Santai difference is making a difference. The energy that I have to work with is the same, but once I lose it, I can't get it back. That might just be me acting emotionally, though. Team fighting is a whole different beast than regular one-on-one fighting. Glad I can actually fight it, though. I think it's important to try and get up your team rank as fast as possible, because once the major team fighting ends, like once everyone gets bored and leaves, the only people left will be people that have made it all the way to S rank. And the further away your rank is from those S rank groups, the harder it is for you to find a match. So I gotta take advantage of this as best I can. It will still never be as fast of a turnaround as with 1v1s. Still pretty good. There's a match. Excited to see what crazy hijinks are in store. Still don't have a feel for how to win at ranked matchmaking. Okay, double shotgun laser, quad shotgun, double laser, double knock, and myself. Versus double earshot therapist, bad cook, other things, bad cook earshots. Are the bad cooks good? I know they weigh less now, so maybe it's more available, but I wasn't under the impression that they were good, period. Watch out for the earshots, if they're gonna shot us with the ears. Try and stick with the team. I've got hover so I can stand up the pressure. Bruno's an explosive approach and do good work at range. I lived. Okay.
At 30%.
Get terminaled up. Got you. Okay, I'm on terminal mode, so I'm just gonna stand back, kind of be on the flanks, and shoot Trunas at any enemies that are fighting my allies. Maybe go for some kill confirms on chumps like that. Yep. Oh, yeah, they got me. Held it for pretty long, though. That's a lot of denied points to them just by surviving. Okay, we've got an ally down. It's currently a 2-on-2 fight. I need to get in quickly or not at all. Okay, number 3. Where's our ally? Well, I found our enemies. Shot is down. I'm being flanked. Some energy. Back in. Okay, hold off on destroying them real quick.
AP at 30%.
You missed. Got him. 30 seconds remaining. I'm gonna try and live. Hold back. I definitely want to see if I can destroy this guy. Pop the terminal armor on him. I can. Oh, so close. I almost escaped. We win, though. Not the front runner on points, but we were pretty even. 802! You go up fast in teams. This seems to be the party of people currently fighting. It's not a surprise that I am very, very fragile. I stagger easily, I get murdered easily. And I try and make up for that for good evasion, but that doesn't work in team fights unless you're on top of everything going on around you. Which is difficult for me. Yeah, I should go to the PO6. It kind of doubles down on my vulnerability because the flugels let me be faster on ground. And if I'm on ground, the assumption is that I have no energy. So I only have passive boosting to help me out. Deep considerations need to be made. Aside from that, everything's going quite well. There will be an adjustment period. Tidewater has objectively been made worse, but we can counteract that by maybe refining its design a little bit more in directions that we were not wise enough to approach. Getting a little worried I missed the bus on the next team match. It's alright though. Well, okay, if we want a better assessment of how Tidewater is doing, I think the only way to do that is in singles matchmaking. So let's do our first singles match of the new era. We'll see just how far we've fallen. How bad it's gotten. We'll learn, though. We'll learn. Whoa, new music. This is not standard music. This is new music. They added new music to Brent? Space Teapot. So this is interesting. We have new tunes. I assume they're old tunes, but just brought into ranked matchmaking. Okay, let's see what we got to work with here. Reload. Recharge.
At 50%.
Okay, so I can still tide like this. The missile direct strike. Not even the line part, just the hit. Okay, so, I mean, this is a tank. I should expect to be fragile. But now I'm paranoid. I don't know what is different and what isn't different with every individual thing. Just maintain the basics. No. Oh, wait, who got it? No! Wait, I did win! Alright! I had no idea who won. Okay, so, we're back. I've definitely become a lot more conscious of my energy depletion. But that was always a problem, I think. Maybe this little bit of minutia of energy regain that I would get in the between doing things on the ground has gone away. And that might be compounding into me having less energy overall. Oh, hey! A lamb. Now my opponent is a bit more of a kiting lamb, so it's going to be interesting to see how this alters the equation. Alter my approach somewhat, or focus more on dodging their dang missiles. Either way, I definitely think staggering my true nose a bit would help. Well, I got a stagger on them, so that's good.
30%.
Darn it. Well, unfortunately, it would appear that kiting lambs still exist and are annoying. Ouch. Whatever, we'll find more. We gotta do more testing. This is not the end of our grand conquest of the universe. It simply requires a new bit of strategy and learning. That is what is required of us. Okay, double shotgun, mid-weight. Got a knife and some missiles there, so I definitely think their strategy is to shotgun us to oblivion and then do a little stab. Much better. Okay, so they know the strategy. They know the assault armor into more stabbing. So that means I really need to not get hit by them. They got me. I think the correct play would have not been to assault armor when I did. That was sort of presumptuous of me. I tried to predict something and I was wrong. Because then if I got staggered then in assault armored, I think it would have just destroyed them on chip damage alone. And I would have won. We should also be careful that a lot of people in A rank are going to be former S ranks trying to get back to S rank. That's a real risk. The shotgun blade pile bunker, a fourth thing. It's on the right side, so it's not a shield. Missile, perhaps, maybe a laser drone. Things like that have a low profile. Dual missile.
AP at 30%.
Got him. Maybe the attitude stability is also affecting me. I'm paranoid now. What's due to my own skill and what's due to the balance changes? They exploded. Getting our groove back, getting our groove back. If we can one day adjust to the new future, the new exciting stuff, maybe if I can get better at energy management, then there might be a day where I can justify going to a lighter generator. And if I can go to a lighter generator, I can get my speed back or trade in a little bit of that gain into improved armor. I don't know why they did a pile bunker at the end there. Maybe they thought I was going in for like a kick. An incredible prediction if that was the case. The audacity of predicting that is kind of awesome. There when my assault armor was used poorly. I think I've built a bad habit of assault armoring too quickly. Which is part of the reason I stopped assault armoring in the first place. Or why I started without one in the first place. Not the only reason, but a reason. The new music is it's a little jarring. It's just loud and extreme immediately. I wonder how many new tracks there are. What are their roof tracks? Get down here, jump. So they're definitely a lot more vertical than I am. But I don't think that's really a problem in this case.
Oh, the line! The line missile! It ruins my punish!
AP at 30%.
Oh yeah, they're running circles around me, literally! I guess that's more in line with what they were trying to do initially. I'm gonna try and exhaust their resources. Just combo more. Call that a trade. Good dodge, good dodge.
AP at 30%.
Hey, we get him with the true now. The music is weird. It's just like pure intensity at all times. Okay, let's say one more, and then we'll go to a more casual venue to experiment. We've got a lot to learn. We lost one. There we go. Now we can have a good, clean, old-fashioned, nice, pleasant match between me and some other person in giant robot warfare. Ooh. If I get a reason to swap out the Melander C3s, I can get arms that are actually symmetrical. That'd be fun.
AP just missed. 50%. AP at 30%.
That was just pathetic. That wasn't even anything to do with the matchmaker, or the rank, or the patch notes. I just played badly. Yeah, I think their opening was better. I like stuck around and just got double earshotted for no reason. Fine though. Okay, one more. I know I said one more last time, but I'm doing one more again because I want to. I wonder why that's happening. Ooh. Double machine gun, double missile. I'm guessing we're getting a Kite Lord. Is this also new music? I think it's new music. It psychologically doesn't sound familiar to me in a ranked matchmaking setting. I like how the woo was times to the start. I don't know if that was intentional. I also don't know if it's reliable. Wait, is this the, I don't remember what the song is, but it does sound, like, these are not new songs, they're just adding them to the ranked music playlist. This is the problem with terminal armor. It promotes giving up. It gives you a moment to ponder the battle and the fact that your terminal armor is popped and you're nowhere near winning, so you just can't win, or it doesn't feel like you can win. Which is unfortunate, really. Okay. Now we'll go to a regular old room. Probably the RFC, because it's real, it exists, it's open. I hope it's open. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. Okay, it looks like we are having a solid material failure to enter that lobby. We can come back, try again after we fight like someone in the arena or whatnot. This is not good for my continued ability to have wacky hijinks here. Not looking good. But okay, maybe this is a good time to swap to Joyous Guard, because I would very much like to see what Joyous Guard can do. Let's just try a single rank match with Joyous Guard. I will probably get my butt kicked, but what if I don't? I mean, I got an 8th bullet in the magazine now. I could make all the difference in the world. Let's see what it does. Oh, that was an impressive hit. I wasn't expecting it for how vertically displaced I was.
At 30%.
Yeah, the uppercut. It uppercut you. Again. Ooh. I love Ransetsu with Ransetsus. Actually, given the fact that there's 2 variations of Ransetsu, wouldn't it be possible to just run 4 Ransetsus? I think it's possible. They weren't expecting it. But my secret's not been revealed. What if I walked backwards? got one good. There was a good in there. But yeah, I definitely am weak to an enemy who is smart enough to walk backwards. Is this a third new one? Third new song. Ah, great, a sequel. I'm not built for sequels. I cannot catch this person. Got him! There we go. We got one! Yeah, I feel like the equation has changed. The Sentai used to, through its mass capacity and decent stats elsewhere, promote this, like, full-on unstoppable assault. But now, we need to start considering full-on non-stoppable assault due to having good energy supply recovery. So I can basically do a medium amount of things at all times. Do keep happening. Ooh, double Ransetsu Basho core arms, and then the lander leg. And then there's me and me. Gun, and I just ran right into them. Not going well. But I reckon I'm facing like S ranks trying to return. They want to get their rank back. I worry about the time that I get to like the absolute ceiling of what I can do with the AC I have, and then have to, in order to get any better or be more successful, go to an AC that is easier to win with, but is not as fun. Just the meta black hole that occurs. I don't want to be that. I don't want to do that. I want to win in ways that are fun to me. This is not going to be fun for me. I like how their emblem is a question mark inside of an exclamation mark, which goes well with their name for their AC and pilot. I wonder where my emblem went. Oh, there they are. Found them. Thought I had something. I'm gonna be honest, the new music makes rank even more intimidating and scary. Hard to use a knife to cut through a giant robot. It's too big. Once we get a few more matches under, we get a few wins in there, or we fall back to the exact threshold of the rank and the rank below us, then I'll try and get back into the custom lobby. Unfortunately, it seems like it's a mirror match against someone too wide to cut. Here we go. I think this is another new music. Something clicked there. I feel like I understood something I didn't before. Like I sustained. I held back and I sustained. Is this what the mid-range sustained combat is like? I want to see the RG a little bit. I'm gonna go fight Freud or something. It's just the first person to show up when I'm in the menu. And theoretically, they're supposed to be tough.
Main system activating combat mode.
Wait, they have the new they have the 5-pin spread bazooka. Are we gonna see how that's like the lowest spread now, or is it not? All right, we beat Freud. Now we can go back to the ranked. Maybe I should change out the boosters for better passive boost, because I've been passive boosting towards my enemies to hit them with the pistols. Ah, fellow pistolizer. Interesting. It doesn't seem that they have a dedicated counter. They're just pistols, the bullet orbitals. You just keep shooting. So it's very likely that they have the advantage on staggering me, but I can do more when they're staggered. Assuming I'm reading their loadout correctly. No, they have a sword! I was completely mistaken. I misread their loadout completely. They have the line missile and a sword. None of those are the bullet orbitals. Interesting. Wait. No, they do have the bullet orbitals. I don't understand anymore. I assault boosted in a circle that shot him on the way back. That was interesting. I think I did an interesting thing there. Good stuff. I honestly think that came down to some good piloting decisions in the middle there. The fact that I was able to do that assault boost swirl in phase 2, and that launch in to get the stagger with the assault armor on phase 3, I think that made the difference. Interesting. I feel like I'm opening up a different world of potential here. Because my fundamentals are quick boost everything, shoot, stagger, punish. But I did some crazy assault boost stuff there too. Maybe this is when I learn the power of assault. Oh no, it's you again. I've only just noticed that they are number 2 S rank in teams. This is not good. Did they just shotgun me in the middle of that? But okay, we gotta learn. We gotta learn how to dodge sustained. close up on the Zimmerman. There's your problem, officer. I found it. Let's theorize here on booster technology here. So we want to look for maximum thrust then, which would come from the PO6 Spid edition. Upward thrust is upward EN consumption is basically the same. Our quick boosts would be weaker, but take less time, which might be better for us. Reload time's the same. Ideal weight's equivalent. Assault boost thrust is basically the same. Melee attacks are worse, but that only matters for the knife. So overall, we're sacrificing some quick boost details for better lateral movement, and I think that might be exactly what we need. Let's try the PO6 Spud. I wonder what kind of crazy speed we get. Actually, I wasn't paying attention to how much speed we get normally. What is our regular ground speed? Even air speed. Easier to measure ground speed though, because it's flat. And the speedometer on the left side of the screen only tells you your magnitude of velocity. It gives you no information about the direction. So if you're trying to measure in the air, some of that speed might be a consequence of your change in elevation from vertical thrusting and not purely your horizontal thrust. Okay, they've got many things. Melee weapons abound, so maybe they will come to me. First off, though, I'm going to take this time to try and figure out what my speed is. Wait, 380? I'm as fast as Tidewater except on the ground? Fascinating. I can't accelerate nearly as fast, but still.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Ooh, okay. That failed because I had the knife equipped. Also, I should really try jumping more. What's my airspeed? That's about the same. Okay. Me and I was not paying attention. But okay, I'm also using a new booster, so there's an adjustment. I don't go up as fast as I used to, but I go sideways real fast now. What the heck? It's evil me! This is gonna be tough. Oh, we got this music. Balteus time. I recognize Balteus time music. combo isn't necessarily stagger so much as it stagger extend. I don't know what to do. I wonder if I actually go slower with quick boosting. That'd be a weird state of affairs, huh? The game feels different, even though nothing has changed and I'm trying to re-establish myself. Back on the orbital. Ooh, Fey King has returned. I remember Fey King. Their very striking color scheme, easy to remember name, and fact that we are fairly evenly matched in the Tidewater matchup at least.
At 30%.
Yeah. Note to self, missile more. Missile often. I'm not ready to start making additional changes yet. I want to make sure I know what the problem is. Because the problem might just be me. The problem with Joyous Card is that to an extent it is a little bit style-oriented. So I hesitate to get rid of stuff. Or swap out, like, parts. Because then it'll look less cool. The absurdly long scan delay is annoying if I don't scan right the first time. Oh, this is the one that goes bwee. I think this is the one that goes bwee. Oh no, it's a tank. Yeah, that's the sound of me having troubles. Yeah, that makes sense. So it does seem like they're very hesitant to use the shoulder weapons. Which is good for me. It means I don't have to worry about dodging them preemptively.
At 30%.
I perhaps worry too less. Well, I got one more until I am legally obligated to leave. It's tough because I want to be in close range because close range is where I do destruction, but close range is also where they do destruction to me. Hey, look who it is. I don't recognize them or anything. I'm pointing out the two pistols they have. There you are.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Ooh. Yeah, they just have gone. This is what I thought the other person was. Double pistol, double bullet orbitals. Well, now I have to leave. Alright, let's see if we can't get back to the RFC lobby. Okay, failure. So that's unfortunate. Okay, let's go back to the garage and see what we can do. So, for starters, the only thing we changed is we swapped these out for the PO6SDs. But what if we go back to the Flugel again and actually start taking notes? Max speed is 346. Aerial... equivalent. So we can just assume that ground speed and airspeed is the same for a bipedal. Talbot. It's that one. Go go for the Abbott. We are getting close. That'd be fine. I'm okay with using the SPDs. I don't... have a problem with having maximum thrust and being able to go at a maximum speed of 378. What else, though? We swap out the HAL head for something else. Varel gives better stats across the board in everything except attitude stability. We go for like the ephemera. That shows the heaviest. I mean, in terms of weight class, they're not all that different. Hal's already a very solid skull for what we're doing. Maybe that's not where we make a change. Have your core, perhaps? We can go up to Lander C3. I guess ephemera more directly. In all of these, there's problems. The knocked arms with firearm specialization of 160 is great for what we do. That was slightly worse for a big weight improvement. And then we go to Melander C3s for even still pretty good. I think the knocks are fine. Legs, though. Interesting argument to be made on the legs. We could go for a higher weight class of leg. Like we could go Melander C3. Better across the board in everything except weight. What do the Melander legs do for us? What's our speed? It's still 370. Compared to the Albas, better in everything except jump. I mean, if we wanted some, like, significant improvements to some stats, we would need to start looking in the tank department, which is not our weight class. What happens if we just go Melander? .366 is still pretty good. Now with this, we can maybe start thinking about a different missile launcher. The split missile launchers get a promise even better stats per missile. Two sets of 12 or one set of thing. Duos could be interesting for rapid fire. I kind of want something that's sort of fire and forget. I don't want to think about it or care. Active homing could be good because, okay, the odds of hitting every single one of these 10 missiles is very low. So I would like to use a missile launcher that is a bit more reliable on collision, or more so that less missiles, more impact per missile. That's why I've been eyeing up these split missile launchers. We can also just go for a smaller amount of normal missiles. Active homing is also interesting to me. I'm willing to try it. Give me an enemy to shoot at. Target exploded. Okay, but let's try that. Let's abandon our pride and just be like, hey, we're gonna go into the big lobbies. It's fine if our rank falters. We're trying to do these ranks with Joyous Guard, then we're trying to do these ranks with Joyous Guard. And I fully accept the possibility and the very, very, very likely truth that I am worse with Joyous Guard than I am with Tidewater in terms of rate of success or victory or effective odds of winning versus any given opponent. For basically any fight I can think of, I am more likely to win it if I am using Tidewater compared to if I am using Joyous Guard. That's just sort of the way of it. Okay, a lot of... They got linear, they got laser cannon, they got earshot, so it's very staggerfest in the party. Not to say I don't have tricks up my sleeve. The variability of my enemies means that I can't actually tell if it's because I'm playing better, the build is better, the enemy is worse. Like, there's too many variables. Liking this though. Everything there just sort of made sense. I wonder if the person who taught me how to make Joyous Guard is going to be unhappy that I'm no longer using the Alpha parts for Joyous Guard. I'm sure they'll understand. Not like I turned it into a heavyweight. I actually don't know the threshold between light and midweight. Sort of ambiguous to me. Like, I feel like maybe my AC is, like, gearing towards midweight, but my loadout for it is lightweight oriented. But that's just a matter of the fact that I don't know where to draw the line, or how the line is even drawn. Okay. Pistol versus pistol, who wins? I have an advantage in tracking weaponry because I have the split missile launcher. They have an advantage in direct fire weaponry because they have the coral oscillator in earshot. I might have dodged that. Close, though. I also think I have a bad habit of firing the split missiles, or sorry, the tracking missiles too early. I saw me use them too early in the last fight. It didn't go well for me. But it is very close. Feeling good about this. I need to save this real quick. You know, for lack of any better name for right now, that's just gonna be Swoosh 2 variation. We keep going. My opponent. Arriving on the scene. Double Etsujin, shield, and a fourth thing. Might be the whip? I'm making a blind guess, it might be the whip. But haven't they heard the Etsujins have been slightly nerfed vaguely? Ah, no, it's the missile. I feel cool for that finisher.
30%.
I got gunned down. And they're still dodging my missiles. Okay, using the assault armor was a mistake and it might cost me the match. Reload. We got there. Excellent. I'm holding my own. I'm engaging in violence, mayhem, destruction. And it's not of me. I'm rising the ranks in Joyous Guard. Back at it again at Bonadea Dunes. Is this A or B? I don't remember if this is A or B. Only one of them is allowed in ranked matchmaking, so it's not like it's a big problem that I don't know which one's A or B, because if I say I'm in a ranked match, it's completely disambiguated. Good start. Close, close, close. It was close. But they're definitely onto me. And now I know that they got that dang Whirlybird melee attack, which scares me. Oh, wait for you. Yeah. Okay, bye. We're still net positive. But we are finding our limit. It just occurred to me that the onset of streaming has greatly increased the use of the royal we in conversation. Or at least in speaking, not necessarily conversation. It's more like a monologue. What's it called when multiple people interact and communicate, but one person is very much leading and coordinating the entire conversation? Because that's what it is. Like an audience-influenced soliloquy. Oh, I thought that was me for a second because it had double pistols. But no, that one's me. I guess there's a large contingent of people who are exploring the new buff to the gun. How did I miss that? I just completely missed. Interesting fight, this. Forget. He didn't forget. I think now that the active homing missiles are so much more impactful, there is the risk that I will accidentally stagger an opponent when they are far away from me. Which happened in the middle of phase 2 there. Not sure what to do, I charged up a melee slash and it did not work. Something to adapt to. it means that I can't choose exactly when my opponent is staggered, or more specifically, when my opponent staggers matters more because it's not going to be implied to be at close range. Flamethrower, is that other one, the cursive? Laser cannon, and the fourth thing I wasn't paying attention to. All in all, a tank. They definitely don't like engaging me at anything other than extreme close range. Maybe I can use that to my advantage. No, I couldn't. Running into a brick wall like that is not very pleasant. And here's another one. Or bazooka oriented, so at least projectiles are slower. But they're majestic, so the projectiles are going to hit you anyway. was not fun. Did not have fun there. Let's just move on. Something hopefully better. Keeps doing that. Only like once though, and then it works again. Alright, let's see here. Ransetsu, other thing, double earshot. Big, bulky boy. A lot of parts. Oh, there's the earshots. Could have expected that, but even though I didn't, I dodged it.
AP at 50%.
This strategy is anomalously simple. Like, it's weird how theoretically predictable this is. I wasn't expecting it. I was getting like alert noises even after the fight ended. In times like this, you gotta step back and appreciate the simple pleasures like slowly rotating your AC in the lobby. Makes it look like it's like a product on like a rotating presentation platform. The plan here is to be far and be fast. This is an interesting fight. They're doing interesting themes. I'm feeling the pain and frustration. It's not a pleasant feeling. Yeah, that's what might one expect. Not generally good emotions to be feeling. And we're doing this again. Like, exactly again. Same map, same opponent, same everything. I wonder what they're doing over there. Oh, my boost was not on. Why am I looking this way? I almost did something cool at the end there. I have fallen. Whoa. One of the new musics. It still catches me off guard every time it happens. We got the guitars going. Ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom. I think what happened there is I had an interesting combo with the tracking missiles. Like, we both hit them, like me with the knife and the homing missiles both hit at about the same time during their stagger. So I did big damage, large damage. I'm okay with resetting.
AP at 30%.
Okay, so we're both assault armor. That's good intel. It's a matter of fighting through it. That's how it goes. We're back. We've returned. Ooh, shotgun land. Interesting. Alright, let's Balteus. I couldn't even see if I was shooting well or not at the end there. The power. Doing the successful panic quick boost everywhere strategy. beep out Taze. So yeah, I guess the correct location for a Joyous Guard is just sort of wandering aimlessly in the A rank. I'm almost perfectly stable over time. But... So I guess there's sort of 3 echelons to within a rank, except for S rank. There's like stuck at the bottom, there's wandering in the middle, and then there's stuck at the promotion threshold. Being stuck at the bottom isn't very likely, I think, because that sort of contradicts the fact that you got into the rank in the first place of the promotion. I would imagine most people are like souping around in the middle, but I think most would probably be stuck at promotion phase. Interesting. Weird, it almost feels like they're relying on only the missiles getting them. Tried using melee swings to get in fast, but it didn't work. You know, it doesn't feel like it's been 3 hours. I suppose I spent about 3/4 of the first just talking about the patch notes, so... I guess physically it's been maybe 2.5. Ransetsu and missiles. it just me, or is their stagger abysmal? Like, it's anomalously bad.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Yeah, that's weird. They stagger instantly. I'm not used to that. I didn't expect it. It's not even the fact of the tracking missiles. I think it's just the pistols in general. Their stagger protection is terrible.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Weird. Weird fight, weird fight. Again with the new music. They got missiles, they got the major coral beam. I mean, I guess the coral beam has been buffed. I expect there's going to be a lot of buffed weapons testing just to figure out how good they are. Is very interesting and very evasive, but like in a weird, different kind of evasive way. They like plant themselves somewhere and then run away when you get close, but they don't really run away. They just sort of like want to redeploy somewhere else. I think. Yes. If you and your opponent get hit at the same time and the stats bar goes away and you weren't like consciously figuring out how much health you had, you'd be a little tense to learn who actually won. Like I said I got him, but then I started questioning myself. It's like, wait, what if I didn't? That was a pretty big coral explosion to my left. What if that was me blowing up? But no, I was pretty confident. Pistol, big cannon, electrical stuff. Oh, there you are. What are you up to? We jousting? It's okay if the answer's yes.
AP at 50%. Oh. AP at 30%.
Yeah, they out-helped me. I wonder if there's some sort of psychological pressure that when I'm a lamb, my opponents like to go towards me more because they think I'm going to escape, even if I'm a close-range brawler. Maybe I don't have that anymore, now that I'm very explicitly a close-range bipedal fighter. Or these are just different types of opponents. Double Oxygen reverse joint got the scythe. Interesting. Yep. Terminal! Run!
AP at 30%.
Hit him with a bullet! Hit him with a bullet! Okay. That went from bad to okay, but then it went to terrible, and then it went to I win. Okay, but that was a cool counter I did. Where they boosted at me, I quick boosted to the side and then charged the melee. I think that might have potential in other circumstances. Maybe I can use that. Getting stingy with the expansion if I know they have terminal. There we go.
AP at 50%.
Figured it out. That was tough. These matches don't take long, but they take a lot out of you. And it's a rematch, okay? But I think hopefully I've got their number, in a sense. I think I figured them out. Mostly. It's not a surefire thing. Like, it's an approximate solution. Chipped too hard. And I think that comes down to the stagger where they hit with the double coral at like a weird angle. I didn't expect to get hit, which is why I maybe dodged suboptimally. Did it work? I don't know if it worked. It didn't work. I should have just shot him. The struggle continues. Okay, another double pistol. I can't see what's on the back. Is it like a Sweet 16, but backwards? Can't tell. Hopefully I'll figure out soon. That was the Sweet 16 backwards, I told it! Not have the juice to follow up.
AP at 30%.
So we know what their strategy is. They boost in, they Sweet 16, they see if they can kind of engage with the pistols for a little bit, and then they run away.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Pain and suffering. Well, okay. Let's try and perform activities that would increase my enjoyment of the situation. Such as, but not limited to, trying to get back into here. Odds are not looking good, though. This has happened before. Never on stream, but it has happened before. Where I'm just, like, stuck. Connection failing over and over again, trying to get into the lobby. So in an attempt to actually, like, try and troubleshoot this on stream, I am going to actually, like, close the game real quick and just reboot it. See if that works. Waiting for the cloud files to sync. Or more specifically to have Steam let me know that it's done checking if everything's okay. An error occurred while launching this game. Game already running. Okay, that's a sign that I did not wait long enough. We try again. There we go. That's looking more like it's running. You don't see it, but it's there. I see it. Should show up any second now. Any second. Oh, it's gone full screen, which is a good sign for OBS's ability to see it. Hey. Hey. Oh, screen black. That's a good sign. There's Namco. Very, very bright. Bright. Bright logo. Well, bright background. But we're back. We can continue. We can try again. It's only 8. Come on. Come on. No. Okay. What about this one? Because I've learned that for some reason it might actually be on a person-per-person basis. I was doing an RFC duel, and in that duel, we couldn't get into the same lobby. If I hosted, they couldn't get in. If they hosted, I couldn't get in. And if we both tried to go to a different lobby, we could get in, but only if the other person wasn't there. It was an absolute mess. And unfortunately, it seems that the update has not fixed this. So as much as it would be something that would let me feel better right now, I can't even go to my comfort activity of commentating other people's streams. So instead, I'm just gonna beat up on Branch real quick. If you are not up to date on the story of Armored Core 6 and do not want to be spoiled, maybe just sit this one out. It'll be like 3 minutes and we'll be done. Just sort of mute me. Squint your eyes so you don't read the commentary. That's like... Just sort of obfuscate your understanding of the situation. You'll know when it's over when we're back on the menu. Just keep your eyes squinted.
Finesse is such that he's advertised as the ideal mercenary. Umbrox is piloted by Chartreuse, an aggressive bulldozer with unrivaled firepower. Those who've seen her at work call it an unstoppable force. Intercept the two targets.
Hold back, wait for my missiles to be ready.
You must be Raven. Not a name I expected to see attached to a hostile AC. You know our priority, Chartreuse. Let me deal with this.
Give me a break, King. That bossy attitude of yours doesn't do you any favors.
This is more of a challenge than I'd anticipated. I haven't seen anything like this since... Together, Chartreuse! There's more to you than meets the eye.
That didn't count. We're doing it again.
Intercept the two targets.
You must be Raven. Not a name I expected to see attached to a hostile AC. You know our priority, Chartreuse. Let me deal with this.
Give me a break, King. That bossy attitude of yours doesn't do you any favors.
This is more of a challenge than I'd anticipated. I haven't seen anything like this since... Together, Chartreuse! There's more to you than me. You're
One down!
worthy of your name.
King! Pull your head out of your ass and withdraw!
AC Astroground destroyed.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
You had incredible discipline to not shield earlier than
Augmented
that. There,
human
Chartreuse.
C4621. We're not here to take back the Raven name.
There we go. Alright, one
AC
left.
Umbrox destroyed.
We'll take it from here, Chartreuse. We've I've lost both
Bring
of
it
them.
on,
One
Baker.
AC left, Raven.
The Raven is a symbol of resolve. The will to choose what one fights for.
Done. Alright, now we can leave. And we'll try one more time. If it doesn't work, I'll just be done. No. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. This was an ordeal of a stream. Just fighting, vibes, it just didn't go well, I think. I'm tense, I'm frustrated internally, it's not good. Hopefully I can convert this into, like, I don't know, like the mental, physiological equivalent of exercise, where it makes me stronger in the future, but for right now, I just have to endure the pain. Not the best sign-off I've ever given for a stream. I try to be a wellspring of good vibes, so being staggered out of that is not good. I'm gonna hold strong, though. I'm gonna do my best. Do your best, too. I'll help. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm Exception. This isn't TV. Have a good day, and good night.